Dear Diary, this is April 10th, 2025. This is my second entry. My name is Satnam Singh Mago, and as you can see, I'm having a wild hair day today. And it kind of ties into the subject that I'm talking about here. And right behind me, I have some sick art. You can see two of the four set, we call them Sebzades, that were sons of our 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And so there's a lot of history that goes on there, but I don't want to touch as much on that as I do want to touch on a couple of things here. So I know many of you, excuse me, may be watching The Handmaid's Tale. I haven't started the new season, but I think that uh, as far as where it left off last season, I won't spoil, but I think that it's interesting where it's going to lean into, and I'm not exactly sure where it's going this season. But one thing that I can tell you is that we are closer and closer and closer to the ideals of Gilead and how that can actually happen, how that can transpire. And one of the things that I'm concerned about is this idea of the foreign brown person, the people overseas, be them Muslim, be them Sikh, be them Hindu, be them wherever they come from, if it seems like it's not recognizable to the wider public, does that represent something that's completely foreign without recognizing this idea that we too have the ability for theocracy? And I think that one of the things that America needs to reckon with is that a big part of, well, the West in general, a big part of why we are the way that we are is because of the subjugation that happened in yesteryear. And the subjugation that continues today, but in less obvious. And now, because Israel they just took their mask off. So we know what they're doing. It's a lot more obvious today. So I intentionally did not want to wear what we call the star, my turban. I wanted to have my hair down like this to showcase that honestly, I do what I want. And the reality is that some people, and I don't begrudge people who practice their faith the way that somebody else told them, or if they practice their faith the way that they want to do it. The reality is that I care less about what you say you believe in, and I care more about what you do. And I hope that this is something that we can get towards. And when we look at something like The Handmaid's Tale, maybe I'll review a few episodes here and there, but we look at it and it's a really clear-cut showcase of what can happen if power structures are taken by the wrong sets. So all of these things that divide us, we think about it in terms of a human condition that impacts people based on tribe, based on religion, based on race, based on their culture. And while culture does impact how people think, how people carry forward, we look at it from the perspective of we got shitty leaders. A lot of people have shitty leaders. And we, even our own leaders, exploit people elsewhere in conjunction with their leaders. And then we think that that means that all the people are bad. Like you can have conflicting arguments. Like you can say that, you know, the Saudi royal family sucks, but also Muslims should be able to see their holy sites. I don't think that there's anything that is incongruent with those two messages. And people might think that there's a hypocrisy there. There really isn't. Because people are people. I don't want to butcher this, so I'm going to get this right because it's James Baldwin. I respect him too much to butcher his quotes. But one time, James Baldwin, and this is a famous quote, I'm sure many of you know this, the children are always ours, every single one of them, all over the globe. And I'm beginning to suspect that whoever is incapable of recognizing this may be incapable of morality. And it's really, that quote in general, it really strikes a chord with me when we look at when there are missing children, who are the missing children that society cares about? And do they care about my children as much as they care about a white person's children or a Christian person's children in this country? So if we think that we are not susceptible to theocracy, I think we're wrong on that front. So what do we have to do? In my opinion, and this is my humble opinion, of course, I don't know I'm not the end all be all. I don't know everything. But what I do feel in my soul, learning from colonialism and the project of colonialism, what it has done to people, it's always been a divide and conquer project. We're always better and safer when we are together than we are when we are apart. So with that said, I would like to share my screen, and I would like to lead with a prayer. It's 1 second, if I can find it real quick. All right. Just bear with me for a second, folks. All right. So I would like to share a prayer. And getting back to Miss Rachel, she shared a prayer, and this is what has gotten her to the level where they believe that she needs to register as a foreign agent. So I'll take it to Miss Rachel.
This is a prayer for children in Gaza. This is a prayer for children in Israel. This is a prayer for all the children. Please stop hurting them. This is a prayer for all the civilians. This is a prayer for all the hostages. This is a prayer for all the innocent. Please stop hurting them. This is a prayer for all the leaders. This is a prayer for all in charge. This is a prayer for all the presidents. Please stop hurting them.
I think she says it all. And that's in the tradition of James Baldwin. When we are humanists, it shouldn't matter who is doing what, except for who is oppressing whom. If we are delving into tribalistic nature of who is better, who is worse than another, we're not going to resolve any of these issues. But we do have to look at power dynamics. That's truly important. Thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.